Hi people, welcome to episode 3 of the Unnamed Prep series. Today we're actually going to be going through my training split that I'm probably, most definitely, going to run through the entire prep. Again, as discussed in last episode. And I remember so well because I literally just filmed upstairs. I'm joking, no I didn't, this is another day. I've just put on another hat. Anyway, so and put on the same jumper. So yeah, we're basically going to discuss this and basically give you the rationale as discussed in the previous episode. It's very hard to explain my split, so I'm going to explain it via this, right? So if you look at my training split, and we're going to get straight into it. If we look at my training split, it's traditionally an upper, a legs, a pull, and then basically a push and arm day. Now, because we are men's physique based, obviously the need for legs isn't as necessary as the top half. However, that's not to say that potentially we can't grow the same hitting legs once a week than twice a week, right? When we're looking at general studies, we're seeing that if volume is equated, we're actually going to grow exactly the same, which a lot of people will boycott something like a bro split. However, if you look at the general research on bro splits, they're going to build muscle, and they're going to build muscle fucking well. So that's kind of the rationale with training legs once per week. I actually train hamstrings twice in the form of a hinge on pull day, but we'll get into the whole split and you can kind of see what I'm on about. So upper session, we start with a pullover. We then go into a chest supported row, an upper back row, an SA pull down, cuffed fly, and then basically a machine lateral raise at the end. It did have arms at the bottom of this. However, we've taken it out because essentially it's just it's a little bit too much. Again, like when I got to the back end of the session, I was pretty fucked, and also like I was pulling the pullover, the chest supported row, the upper back row, and then the SA pull down. They're all pulling motions, and then of course you add in like a bicep curl on top of that. It's kind of like that's a lot of actual pulling. So by the time I get to biceps, my biceps are pretty tanked. So what I've actually done is actually attach it to my leg day. So we start off with some delt work, only one set of delt work, just to have a top off of delts. We then go into a iliac pull around, which is basically like a dual, cable pull down, or I suppose it would be a lat pull down. Then we go into direct arm work. So we have 4 sets of tricep, 4 sets of bicep. We then take a break, and then basically we do adductor, we do calves, we do leg extensions, leg curls, and then hack squats. I don't know why I'm saying I've literally got this right in front of me. So that's basically that. So understand it's like, yes, it's a lower session, but kind of not a lower session at the same time. We then go into a pull day, which is my hinge day. We have another lat raise, a single lat raise, not lat pull down, a single lat raise. So it has more delts. We're training delts pretty much every single day. And then we go into a hinge. I'm rotating between a dumbbell RDL and also a hip extension. So either one of them. I basically 1 week I'll do a hip extension, 1 week I'll do a thrust. An RDL, and then that's basically how I manage that. I do have a notoriously shit lower back, so that's the rationale between having rotation work. If you have a really shitty back, you could do the same thing, where 1 week you could like hinge, the next week you could do something like a leg curl, for example. Maybe something to obviously consider. We then go into a pull down, a mid back row, and then a wide grip pull down, biasing the upper back. Then we have bicep work. In this situation, my arms after the 3 that I've just mentioned there don't get tanked as much. So I actually find that the arm work at the back end of this day is actually pretty decent. I think it's also from the standpoint of I have like delts and chest work in that top upper session as well, which means that I just find the work to be unproductive at that top end. So, and then we have push and arms, which is basically a lot of delt work, a lot of chest work, and then basically arm work on top of that. And then basically every rest day we're basically doing abs. So 3 sessions a week. I'm basically doing reaching sit-ups. and also some hanging leg raises, and that's basically my ab work for the whole week. A couple of reasons for that. Number one is from the simple standpoint of it's not fatiguing and I can still count it as a rest day. That makes the most sense. And also, by the time I'm done with my session, the last thing I want to do is fucking abs. So yeah, I attack it on a place where I'd actually do abs and actually want to do abs because I can make it a part of my day. So yeah, if you find something like that, like I don't know, like calves for example are a very good one, or if you want like bigger forearms, you do like wrist curls on your rest day, something that's just not taxing at all. You can attack on rest day rather than having it at the back end of your session, for example. So that's the main gist of my split, and that's a split that I'm basically going to run throughout, and it's a split that I've run throughout the whole of my off season. I had a few questions regarding like the change of split because it's a fat loss phase. It's like none of this fucking changes. This hasn't changed in like 18 months. This won't change for another 21 weeks. I've run the same shit for that amount of time. There's no like added cardio or anything in between the sessions themselves or in the split itself. It's just purely what's built my muscle, what's built the muscle in this off season is what's going to retain it in the prep, right? So you have to understand that. Don't go into a deficit and then all of a sudden start doing like high rep work and lower weights and blah 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 and burnouts and supersets and stuff like that. It's like no, just continue doing the same shit that built your muscle. That same shit is gonna retain your muscle, right? So yeah, do that if you want, and if you don't want, then probably lose muscle. Anyway, the cat's eating biscuit, so she's gonna be noisy as fuck. I've pretty much gone through my split. Next episode is probably gonna be a full day of eating, which I know you love. So yeah, cool, nice. Enjoy your day.